What is up? We're back, and this is part 3. Before we start getting to part 3 and what we need to do, I need to update you guys on what we got done that wasn't filmed the best towards the end of part 2. We do have the mini split installed, and it is functioning, and right now it's cooling the trailer down and also dehumidifying. So if you didn't know, mini splits also dehumidify the air that it's cooling. And so we should see some water start to drip out of the water drain hose, which is right here. But anyway, here's our bracket, and we ran into some issues. First of all, I'm autistic, and I didn't do my due diligence, right? So on a hill, this would have been a problem. On flat land, it would have barely clearanced the truck, okay? But this isn't gonna help if I buy a bigger truck, which is very possible in the next year or two. The Tacoma is great, but especially if I start adding more bikes to the fleet, this trailer is going to be getting a little too heavy for the truck to pull reliably, and I would just want to avoid any major issues there. So anyways, the first mounting point we had for this mini split was here, and so obviously this is ugly, but I sealed it with the marine grade adhesive, so this stuff is permanent. It ain't coming out, and it's watertight and all that good stuff. Of course, I hate that I did that, but you live and you learn. Oh, but while I'm still out here, there was a spacing issue with this particular Costway unit. So the bracket, the spacing here is 19 inches between the brackets. And so no matter how I orientated these two brackets from Amazon, I couldn't get both of them to line up with a trailer stud. It was just impossible. So, and I'll show you how we remedied that. So this side isn't a stud. There's a stud that runs along right here. This side, however, is not in a stud. And as you can see, we did seal the area with the bolts as well, because we don't want water getting inside of the insulation in any which way. Yeah, so we have a cover for the mini split, which is great. Definitely get one of those, especially if it's on a trailer. And now it's definitely way up high. It's probably gonna mess with the gas mileage a little bit, make it even worse than what it was. Okay, we are inside the trailer, and yeah, so as you can see, so all of these walls are primered, and you can still see where I wrote on them, just kind of in the wood. So the primer came out okay. It's not perfect, but the primer's really only there so that the plywood doesn't drink as much of the actual wall paint. Okay, so not a big deal. It's not super, ideal, and also I still need to pull out all these little nails and stuff that are just in the wood everywhere. But as you can see, the AC is working, and it is blowing cold right now, so that is awesome. And yeah, so mini split's working. I know this is fucking terrible, but I didn't really have another choice at the time. And like I said, I get into this thing where I get in a hurry, and obviously this is not ideal, but I will say everything works, and I do have a plan for this. Yeah, so we drilled it was a 2 3/4 hole. I would need to verify that, but I can tell you in a bit. And so yeah, we spray foamed it to fill in the cracks, and then on the other side of that, we used the silicone epoxy to waterproof it, just like we did with these bolts here. And so, as you can see, the left side of the outside unit, these bolts were able to go through the frame rail. And so for this side, because as you can see, we couldn't make it to a frame rail, the difference here is about 2 inches. And if you reverse these brackets, the most you can get out of reversing those brackets is 1.5 inches. So there was no any which way you could move the outside unit to where you would hit 2 of these studs, unfortunately. So that really sucks, but it's okay. This is actually very strong. It's just a steel piece of rebar, and we drilled a hole in it, and we sent through the bolts, and then we bolted up the other side. All right, well, I've gone around all the edges, top, back there, and then of course around the door, because I don't want paint on the door. Through here, I didn't touch that panel. I only touched this panel on the top. And yeah, so we're ready to bust out the roller and actually give it the first coat, which I think is going to make it look just so much better. It kind of looks like shit right now, to be honest, but yeah, so I'm going to start in the back corner here and then work my way around. So let's do it. All right, walls are painted. It's okay. We're reusing the plywood from the trailer, right? And it's shitty plywood. There's holes in it and there's splinters. Okay, walls are painted. I think it came out decent. It's not all the way dry yet because you see these lines, it's the frame rails. And I think they're just so hot from the sun that what those lines are is the strips of paint is dried faster than the insulated portion. So anyways, yeah, I did my best to get another coat on this and it came out okay. I didn't screw it up too bad anywhere. So we're good there. And I got this metal painted as well. And yeah, I might go get the roller again actually because I see some runs. But I think yeah, so I've got this open and I turned off the mini split just to let it air out and dry better, and I think we can go ahead and work on the floor, right? So I need to go around and remove stuff like this. Yeah, that's gonna be a definite thing, but I want to do it without touching our wet paint. But I'll go around with a razor blade and get all this stuff up and wait on this to dry as well. So yeah, it's looking pretty good, you know, for a trailer. So it's not too much to complain about. All right, we did one last cleaning of the floor and we're ready for this nasty stuff. I'm gonna mix it with the brush because I don't have any more sticks to use. So it didn't really need to be mixed, which is nice. It's just a very thick stuff, so it's just it never settled. Anyways, I'm gonna work my way around the corners with the brush and try to make it as perfect as possible, and then we'll come back in here with the roller. And it came out okay. I wasn't too worried about, you know, in some spots getting a little bit of paint up on the walls, like right here. And that's because due to some of these horrendous gaps, I'm gonna have to put floor trim down anyways. But anyways, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rolly thing. All right, guys, I'll keep it quick because it's late, but we are officially done with the second coating on the floor. I only did one super thick coating on the ramp door, so it's super thick, very good. I'm not gonna do another coat on that again, but the floor is still drying right now, and I only have one little boo-boo over there to fix up. I already covered up the other ones, but yeah, so next time you see me, we'll start reinstalling some trim and those covers and the vents, and we'll start to make it look pretty. And we'll put the E-track and stuff back into, so it's gonna be great. All right, well, we are back, and just a quick little recap. Got the little trim pieces back in there. Got the face covers on the outlets and the light switch, all that fun stuff. It's a little cockeyed, but whatever. E-Tracks back in, and now we are messing around with this to kind of figure out how the bed is going to be situated while we're actually using it. And so we're getting measurements, and then of course I got to run to Home Depot and get the wood. We're going to use 2x4s and then sheet of plywood over the top. And in the meantime, you know, I'm just kind of cleaning things up. Oops. I put this little trim piece back in, and I still need to put the ramp back on the door, although we haven't coated that yet, so that's kind of something I'll probably do tomorrow. But yeah, one thing I can do is go ahead and figure out where I want to put the first TRS system for the Aprilia. So the bike is going to be sitting right about here, and that's because I want to make sure that there's room for a second bike directly behind it. So I think that's going to put the plate to sit, it'll be right about here. So right, the rear of the wheels will be, oh, I guess maybe slightly forward or in the middle of where the trailer wheel well is, which is over there. And I think that should be plenty of room for a second motorcycle. And then of course on this side would be the same thing. So all in all, eventually this bad boy will have 4 bikes in it, hopefully. Okay, well, we got the new Pitbull rear bit, the the TRS stand hooked up. So they gave us the right pins, which is good. All I had to do was take off our safety wire cotter pin from the axle, slides right over the nut, and then this bad boy gets pinned in, and we're ready to rock from that end. So also I did just paint the ramp door, so we'll throw this on assuming this dries tonight as well. Probably save those. This is empty. All right, so here's our plate and our hardware and clips, or whatever those things are called that pin into the sides that grab onto the Pitbull. So anyways, I'm gonna do some measuring and read this and catch up as soon as I know something worthy of sharing with you. All right, TRS is in. Here's how it looks. So this, yeah, just stays here. And that way, whenever you unhook it, you just hook one side of the bungee to like this, and then it picks this up and you can just roll the bike out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's in there. Solid. All right, well, we picked up a nail gun. This is for our finishing screws. It's a brad nailer. So we have some 18 gauge 1-inch nails, and that is going to be to reinstall our trim. We're just going to reuse it. It's fine. I think it'll actually make the inside look much better once we get that stuff all installed. And then yeah, so for our bed we have our 2x4s. I've already cut them in the store just in half. We need 4 total at 78 inches in length. And of course I don't have one, so had to go get a circular saw. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. First thing I'm gonna do is just measure out these 2x4s and make the cuts, and then we'll throw them into the E-Track. Not bad, not bad. Beautiful. All right, let's put the rest in. Now it's time to measure out for the plywood and go from there. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, we'll do 56. So yeah, 86 inches, and we'll make the length the same as these boards, which should be 78. Yeah. Okay, so we went with this 1/2 inch stuff. Decently heavy, but it'll lighten up once we trim it. I have another sheet, because this won't be enough, unfortunately. So we have 2 sheets of this. It's on the other side of the trailer. But yeah, so 78 by 56. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that out and we'll start cutting. All right, we got our second piece measured out. And I have an idea for our scrap pieces, so not all of it's gonna go to waste, but a good chunk of that plywood will. It's a good thing it's cheap-ish. So there you have it. All right, so here's the bed platform. Nothing screwed down, of course. It's all just kind of loosey-goosey. But we got 4 beams and then 1/2-inch plywood, so I think this will be great. And yeah, so I'm gonna start drilling holes. I'm gonna have wood screws, so I'm just gonna put a couple wood screws all the way down all the beams so that this stays in one piece, and that way we can lift and lower the bed without anything coming apart. Then yeah, so pretty stoked, pretty cool. I'm gonna get that done as fast as I can, because then once that's done, we can throw the mattress on this thing and let it expand, and I think it'll take a few days for that to happen, so we'll get that done. And but yeah, all right, it is together. Lots of these wood screws kind of sprinkled throughout. I did so on this side there's 4 at the edges on both sides, and then 3 at the edges here, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, so 3 still down the middle here. I messed up one of the holes, so that's the only screw up for this whole thing though. Nothing split, nothing came through, so that's good. And then on this side, just 1 here, 1 here, down the 2 beams in the middle. So this thing is solid, and but still liftable, of course, from the E-track, which is what we want. So time to put the bed on. We got it all aired out, so now the only other issue is how am I going to get into the bed? You know, I'm gonna have to make a step stool thing or something, but the reason the E-track is as high as it is because I want the bike, even the windscreen, to clear underneath, which it does. Alright, well obviously this isn't gonna stay in here, but I did find this cool E-track mounted spare tire holder, and it just clips in there. It takes up 2 slots, and yeah, so we need a space to put our spare. I don't want to just throw it on the floor, and I think that's gonna be perfect. At least for now. But yeah, things are shaping up pretty good in here. To be honest with you, I probably should have figured out the ceiling before diving into the bed, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. But honestly, I'm thinking the next step is to probably start putting the trim back in. Okay, so I'm just starting with these metal pieces here, and that just covers up a lot of the junk back there. Obviously the gapping is not perfect. It's not going to be. It's an enclosed trailer that was built in Georgia, but this is how the pieces came. So yeah, so I'm just doing 3 screws on each side. I haven't done that side yet. But yeah, so a reason I want these in first is so then I can tell the spacing I need for the wood trim along the floor. And that's gonna be these long pieces. We're just gonna go ahead and assume that the long pieces, you know, are the long bits on the floor. So no, that's not it. Okay, I think we're gonna nail that piece in there like so. Cool. Whew. All right guys, what a pain in the ass. But before I get it too far ahead of myself, Just wanted to show you how it came out. There's a couple bad spots, but I think overall we did pretty fucking good. It really sucks we don't have a ceiling, but everything else looks awesome. Sorry, my back is fucking killing me. But we even got this P-clamp down to the studs, so this won't move around, which, as shitty as it looks, we definitely don't want it to break. So on this trim piece, we had to notch it out for the cables. Just did little pieces there, and of course the height of this doesn't match up with the height of that, and that looks like dog shit, but whatever, man. I'm stoked. It actually looks like a trailer now, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm loading things into it kind of how I feel like I'm going to load the trailer up once we use it, and we will be hitting the track here soon, so just slowly putting stuff in, trying to figure out where I want it. And yeah, so I need to go get the trailer weighed. This bike is pretty far forward. However, I did that on purpose, and that's because eventually, instead of the Aprilia sitting here, a pit bike it'll probably be a Grom, and we'll get a pit bull system for the Grom too. And then I made sure there was enough space back here for the Aprilia. So eventually Aprilia will sit back here, pit bike Grom here, and then on this side is usually where I keep the tool chest, which is pretty heavy. So anyways, I'm trying to load as much stuff in here as I can so that the next time I'm here, and who knows, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. Just take it to a truck station and get it weighed. I just want to make sure I'm not blowing out the tongue weight limit. I only have 640 pounds on the Taco, so I don't think we're going to be really over that, even with the bike sitting up front how it is. But yeah. Well, let me know what you guys think. I think this is a pretty good stopping place for here. There might be one more part to this series, we'll see. And of course we'll be doing little shit here and there, but the next big thing is definitely a ceiling. Just some cheap board from Home Depot. I think to get enough board for this, it's gonna cost about 150 bucks, and with how many tools that I've had to buy like to finish this shit, like I'm tapped out. I'm not buying any more shit. So the ceiling is gonna stay how it is for now. And then of course it's not just the ceiling. We're gonna need another trim piece, like an angled one, kind of like we have in the back. I'm gonna buy some of that to go all the way around so we can cover up that last little bit of purple. And yeah, but honestly, it's looking good. It's coming together. I'm trying to utilize not just ratchet straps, but bungees too. Although I think that's gonna be a little bit too loose. We'll see. I'm just playing around with it. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. But I hope you guys are as stoked as I am, because man, this thing is looking sweet. So anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully we have more cool stuff to show you. But yeah.